Hey, what's up, guys? Today, I'll show you a fantasy film, League of Gods. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts when a vixen's spirit, Queen Daji, is seen together in the bedroom with King Zhu. When someone comes to their room, Daji immediately kills him with her power as a fox. King Zhu sees this beauty for her and he laughs it off, thinking that Daji has become braver and more assertive in recent days. The next scene is when some warriors talk inside a moving vehicle. They suspect that King Zhu has become a tyrant and kills too many innocent people because Daji has influenced him. These seeming warriors plan to kill Daji to save the world. While talking, Master Zhang comes in their vehicle using his powers. He explains that Daji, the fox, is not the only problem but the king himself. The king has the power of the dragon in him. Zhang also says that the Grand Elder is the only person who knows how to defeat that dragon, but he is unfortunately imprisoned. The next scene shows when these warriors sneak into the kingdom to rescue the Grand Elder from the imperial prison. The warriors then find themselves in contact with the kingdom's guards. Despite the clear number advantage of these guards, the warriors defeated them with such ease, knocking them out one by one using their weapons and martial skills. In the next scene, it is shown that the king has some celebration going on. Queen Daji joins the festival and says to the king that she has a surprise gift for him. Not long after, some guards bring a bloodied man in front of the king. At first, King Zhu does not know the value of this man and why Queen Daji brings him to him. Daji explains that this man would be valuable because some opponents might use him to threaten the kingdom. She also says that the bloodied man can know what the past and the future would be like. She then persuades the king that it would be good to know what might lie ahead in their future. At the same time, the warriors have successfully infiltrated the prison. Lei uses his adept power to free the tribesmen. Back to King Zhu, being curious about his future, he asks the old man about it. The old man shows him a vision that the king would soon die because of him being a tyrant. People will get revenge for their sins. The king gets angry and he orders his guards to gouge the eyes out of the old man. However, as soon as the guards are about to gouge his eyes, Zhang comes to the rescue and stops the time. The king gets angry and starts to fight Zhang, but Zhang is just simply too powerful. On the other hand, the warriors are in deep trouble and the head of the guards finds out about the infiltration. Thousands of guards with bows and arrows have attacked the warriors and some are killed. Luckily, the children use their power to save them all from impending death. The children teleport all of them to another place. But still, the guards keep on pursuing them, including the head named Leopard. Leopard chases them while riding a big black cooter with his whip. He intends to kill the rebels. Lei uses all his adept power to destroy the floodgate so as to block Leopard's way. It's become successful, and some of the warriors lead the children to freedom. However, Lei and his comrades stay because the mission is not yet finished. They go to the king's place to execute the king. Lei uses his adept power to combat the queen, but it seems like his power does not damage the queen. Because of the queen's power of having a reverse age curse, she slowly put the Grand Elder to death. The queen attains one of the old man's valuable eyes, and Zhang and the warriors gain the other. Realizing the indestructible power of the queen, Zhang flies with the warriors with one of the old man's eyes. It seems like that this battle is half won by both of the parties. As Zhang goes home, he immediately uses the eye's power to see the Grand Elder's vision on how the Sword of the Light would defeat King Zhu. The eye shows that in order to kill the king, the legendary Sword of Light is the only weapon that can kill the king and destroy his power of the Black Dragon. However, because it is only half of the eye, Zhang suspects that there might be something the queen knows that they do not. They are right. When the queen uses the eye, she sees that the only person who can carry the Sword of the Light is the Golden Dragon. Lei is the one chosen to seek the legendary Sword of Light. Even though he could not fly, his comrades believe that his courage and willingness to save the world are the factors that make him the right person to seek it. Zhang then gives him the map to the Sword of the Light. He also introduces Naza to Lei, saying that he would be one of his many companions throughout finding the Sword of the Light. Not long after, Lei starts his journey. On his way to the Sword of the Light, one of his pouches introduces itself to him. Zhang specifically sends Grass to Lei to be one of his companions on the journey. Along the way, they find Naza in the middle of the desert, just like what Grass has predicted. Lei helps Naza to free him, but not long after he is freed. A legendary desert centipede has come to attack Grass. It seems like the monster wants to eat the grass. Lei, using his adept power, defeats the monster. After the battle, Naza has come back to his original older form. To persuade Naza to help him find the Sword of the Light, Lei promises Naza that he will also help him to find his wind fire wheels. On their way, they meet a powerful man holding a treasure. Naza wants this treasure for himself. That is why he attacks the man to get the treasure. The man is very powerful, but Naza eventually sneaks and gets hold of the treasure. However, later on they find that the treasure is fake. After the three clashes, the man transforms himself to his original form and Grass recognizes him. The man, after all, is Yang, the opponent of the tailed fox, Queen Daji. Grass advises Lei to give him the pouch containing a howler. They promise each other to meet in Ziki after Lei finds the legendary Sword of Light. They will be soon teaming up to defeat the tailed fox and the black dragon themselves. Lei then meets Blue Butterfly and he is attracted to her. He thinks that he does her a favor when he goes near her. Unfortunately, the Blue Butterfly is a spy that Leopard sent there to see the memories of Lei. Because of their meeting, the Leopard now knows the plan of Jiang and Lei in finding the Sword of the Light. Leopard then advises Blue Butterfly to keep following Lei to gather more information that would be useful for them to defeat Lei. To get the portaboat, they look for a woman who possesses it. This woman seems to have a history with Jiang. Blue Butterfly comes in and steals the portaboat. The woman gets furious and starts attacking all of them. To escape, Lei, Blue Butterfly, Grass, and Naza throw the portaboat into the water, transforming it into a big boat. Grass says that the portaboat is steered using the mind. That is why Naza focused on it. They are successful in escaping the woman's wrath. Naza then becomes suspicious of the Blue Butterfly, suspecting that the enemy sent the woman to learn more about the Sword of the Light. Naza wants her to confess, but he cannot because he transforms into his baby form. Lei asks the Blue Butterfly why she knows about the sword. She says that she knows it because she can see the memories of other people. Grass also starts doubting the woman and advises Lei to be careful about her. Not long after, Leopard steals the memory of the Blue Butterfly again. Lei tries to stop it with his adept power, but he is not successful. After seeing the memory, Leopard promises that they will catch Lei to prevent him from getting the legendary Sword of the Light. Still, the morning comes and the Blue Butterfly does not forget all of his memories. Maybe the adept power of Lei has helped her retain the memories she once had. Blue Butterfly thanks Lei for helping her keep her memory for the first time. The next scene shows that the third prince and Naza are taken away by a giant octopus, leading them to the palace. This palace is the home of the third prince. Lei wants to save Naza, but Grass advises him that it is all part of the plan. Even though Naza is not in his original form, he defeated all the monsters and enemies underwater in the palace. Soon enough, the father of the third prince gives up because Naza is too powerful, and he does not want his castle to be destroyed even more. The underwater king gives back Naza his wind fire rings. To make up for it, Naza also returns the third prince to the king. The portaboat leads Lei to his hometown. He remembers everything now, the reason why he cannot spread his wings because of the disaster that hit his hometown back then. Not long after, they find the Sword of the Light in the middle of the ruined city, but they soon realize that the Leopard's forces are hunting them down. Blue Butterfly apologizes to Lei because he confesses that the reason why the Leopard knows their location is because of her. Leopard sent her to Lei to keep track of all of his movements. It is now the battle of who will get the Sword of the Light. Lei fights all the enemies as vigorously as possible, but there are too many, which is why he gets captured. An enemy tries to get the Sword of the Light, but he dies trying to get it. Only people with a good heart can get it. Having no choice, Blue Butterfly goes to the sword and takes it. The impact coming out from the power of the sword frees Lei from the shackles. Lei then timely learns how to fly. He spreads his wings and saves Blue Butterfly from falling. However, not long after, the Blue Butterfly still dies. Lei gets angry and promises to avenge the love of his life. The queen orders all the kingdom's troops to attack Ziki. Lei, Naza, and Yang rush to Ziki with the same objective: to save the city and defeat the tailed fox and the black dragon. It is a bloody war. Troops coming from both sides are killing each other. Because of the reverse aging curse of the queen, Jiang has become a powerless child. Monster Leopard kills the father commander by throwing a big boulder on his chest. Lei advises his brother to put the Sword of the Light in the Ring of Life to activate its power. While holding off the monster leopard, his brother goes to the Circle of Life and becomes the Golden Dragon. He slashes through the monster and finally kills him. Having the light sword, Ziki plans to invade Zhaki to destroy the Black Dragon ultimately. However, Master Jiang is now in possession of the enemies. The movie ends as the king laughs in arrogance. This is Angry Mustache Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your fun for today.